Good afternoon. Welcome to another edition of Sherpa Shorts. I'm Martin Johnson, Executive Vice President with TyRex Group. Normally you would see me in our clean room where we do all of the actual production, but today I wanted to give you two sides of production. One, actually making products, and two, using additive manufacturing to improve your productivity on the line. So I'd like to kick this off first by talking about an application on an actual production line and how we used additive manufacturing to get 4x the output that we normally would have gotten using traditional methods. This particular part, we call it the Hello Kitty, is used on a particular piece, and the challenge that we had was that we were working on a really sensitive part that required us to use a hand torque drive so that we didn't slip when we were actually putting the part together, because there was a sensitive screen that if you slipped it would poke through and ruin the product. After incorporating this particular part into the production line, we were able to introduce high-speed, intelligent power tools into the process, and that allowed us to increase our productivity by 4x. Now that we've talked about how to use additive manufactured parts on the production line, I'd like to switch over and talk about another scenario, one in which you're actually producing parts for end-user consumption, as in this case of a loop-back device. So one of the things that we run into a lot, and one of the things you need to consider, is sometimes in your organization you may be siloed. So traditionally these types of parts were made with injection molding. Now in some companies the molding cost would fall into a different department, and the business unit that's actually ordering these parts only sees a piece part. And in the case of this particular piece, if we would have injection molded this, 90% of the total cost is actually tied up in the mold. I want to share a graphic that really spells all this out for you pretty clearly. It will compare injection molding to an SLA additive manufacturing solution to a DLP additive manufacturing solution. And we wanted to use injection molding as the baseline, right, for price, the total cost, and that is your molding cost plus material, part, piece, and labor. Now, in some cases, SLA, in almost all cases, the material is less expensive, so you may be inclined to go with that solution. But the SLA solution actually has a lot more labor involved, and it ends up being twice as expensive as DLP. So in this scenario, the DLP solution is actually the best scenario, and it ends up being a fourth as expensive as using injection molding. So to cap it off, DLP, higher material costs, lower labor costs, and lower total cost. So I hope you enjoyed this Sherpa Short. Until next time, this is Martin Johnson. Have a great day.